Thank you very much. Muchas gracias. What a difference a year makes. Today we celebrate 4 outstanding scholars, but we could not do it alone. We did this as a community, and I would like to recognize all the different people that have made a difference in these students. I may not be able to do all, but I will start. First, I would like to recognize the support. I think that only in Arlington we have our elected officials who openly support Dreamers. We have with us Honorable Bob Brink, delegate. We have Mrs. Libby Garvey from the County Board. We have our board members, our chair, Mrs. Abby Rafael. We have Honorable Sally Baird. We have our new board member, Todd McCracken. And we couldn't do it without the leadership of Dr. Patrick Murphy, superintendent. And we have senior staff members. We have Dr. Betty Hobbs, assistant superintendent for personnel. We have Mrs. Margaret Gilhooly, assistant superintendent for instruction. We have Mrs. Meg Tusilo, assistant superintendent for administrative services. I think I have all of them. We have Dr. Salah Kalfawi, assistant superintendent for information services. This truly represents all the support that all of you students have, as well as the support from your parents. Primero, también queremos agradecer a todos los padres de familia que están aquí presentes apoyando como siempre a sus niños. We want to recognize the parents who continuously support their children. Without them, I don't think these students would be where they are. So, if we can have los padres de familia, la familia de nuestros estudiantes que son reconocidos, por favor, si se pueden parar. Padres, madres. Muchas gracias. And again, in just 1 year, the DREAM project, we have doubled the size of our board members, bringing new talent with common purpose of seeing immigrant students succeed in achieving their dreams. It is with great pleasure that I introduce to you the board members of the DREAM project. We have with us Angela Guzman, our treasurer. Our secretary, Renee Alcalde, Jaime Arezaga Soto, Susan Carol Vaughn was not able to be here, Nikki Dow. Nikki, I think she went to get some. Nikki is organizing the reception, so she is busy right now. Bob Garcia. Mark Perez, Christopher Provan, Elidiane Quiroz, Amelia Machino, and Lisette Arias, our executive intern. Without her, we couldn't do anything. So, and all of you supporters, I know that many of you have contributed to DREAM Project. We have organizations, we have churches that have worked with us, such as the Unitarian Universalist Church, Nova Catholic Community. We have organizations like American University Women, Georgetown University, Northern Virginia Community College. All of these organizations work very hard. But you will have the opportunity for you to meet an exceptional student, a child or a young adolescent, Lucy Schwartz, that, could you stand up, Lucy, please? And interviewed the students, and she decided that instead of getting presents for her bat mitzvah, all the donations will go directly to the Dream Project. So Lucy raised $4,000 for the Dream Project. Without her support, we could not have reached our goal to fund 14 students, because we just started last year with 4. So we do want to do more, and your continued financial support, your mentorship, your valuable guidance. You are going to be listening, and we are going to have recognition from our coordinator of the mentors at Georgetown University. So we have Linda Rodriguez. Could you please stand up? Because the Dream Project has 3 major areas. 1, to fund Dream Scholars who demonstrate academic achievement, who demonstrate financial need and perseverance. We build community by involving the Dream Project students to share their experiences in formal and informal settings. For example, is Nathan Monell here? Well, we had Nathan Monell, who decided to invite his friends for a brunch, and he challenged them that whatever they raised in that brunch, he would match it. He invited 10 friends, 2 dreamers shared their stories, and we were able to raise $2,000 in a brunch. So there are ways that he can do it. But the inspiration is our students. And I don't want to take more time to let you know that we have, and we are very proud to present to you later you will hear from each of them, and we want you to hear from them. Muchas gracias por su apoyo, y queridos padres de familia, muchísimas gracias. Sin ustedes no podríamos llegar donde estos estudiantes. Gracias. Later we will also meet our keynote speakers. I don't know.
Thank you, Dr. Emma, for your unwavering commitment and passion toward this important cause. The Dream Project simply would not be possible without your visionary leadership. Round of applause back there, please. The support we receive from the community is without a doubt essential to the continued success of the Dream Project. In recognition of this, Henry Mejia, one of our renewal Dream Scholars, will now introduce our keynote speaker for the night, community member Reverend Carlton Smith.
Good evening. My name is Henry Mejia. I first met Reverend Smith when he invited some of the Dreamers and I to share our stories for a special service in commemoration of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. I wasn't sure what to think of the service at first, and as he helped me prepare my speech, I really thought to myself, here I have a supporter behind me who really believes in the Dreamers. And as we shared our stories in the Unitarian Universalist Church of Arlington, where he serves, I realized that Dr. Smith had been encouraging me, and he said that the church and its members were all very kind and very understanding of our situation. As I gave my speech, what he said was true, and all the members there stood up and applauded all of us for sharing our stories. And along with the immense support for the DREAM Project and Dreamers here in Arlington, he guides the UUCA to its continued participation for injustice for immigrants. Reverend Smith has hosted an immigrant-based radio blog, helped fundraise for the DREAM Project, and has marched around the Supreme Court at the beginning of the Arizona versus United States just last month. Without his support, the DREAM Project would not be the same. Please help me in welcoming and thanking Reverend Carlton Smith.
Wow, it's such an honor to be able to be with you. Henry, thank you for that very gracious introduction. And Mark, thank you for hosting, and Dr. Emma, so much love and appreciation for you. I'm so glad to be here with you this evening representing the Unitarian Universalist Church right here in Arlington. There are several members and friends in the congregation. I would just ask wherever they are if they would raise their hands, just so you know that we're in the house. So glad to be here. And some of them were mentioned already, Nathan Monell and Amy and Chris, who are on the board. Phyllis Liner, I just want to give you a special moment as well, because Phyllis actually donated funds for one of the Dreamers to be able to go with us to Arizona. We have a special focus on immigration this year, so because she donated her frequent flyer miles, one of the Dreamers is actually able to go with us to Arizona to visit her. She didn't expect that. I think Dr. Emma was looking at my notes because she covered so many of the things that I was going to say, so I'll just have to sort of fast forward a little bit further. And just to acknowledge, too, the Dreamers who have spoken in front of our congregation already. I think I've got everyone's name: Hareth, Antonella, Henry, Jose, Karen, Natalie. I don't know if I left anyone out, but every time that we've asked the Dreamers to join us in one of our programs, to share their stories, their experience, strength, and hope with us, they have stepped right up to the plate. So I'm very grateful and appreciative of that. So I wanted to just share a bit with you about my own story, and hopefully it will provide some hope and encouragement for you as well. So, more than 20 years ago, when I was in the middle of my seminary experience, I belonged to a conservative Pentecostal church in Washington. The week that I was about to give my trial sermon, my pastor called me into his office. He named all of the qualities that distinguished me as a leader in that community: my honesty, my willingness to work, and my willingness to study as well. But he says, there's one thing that's against you. He said, I find you very effeminate. Because of this, he told me, I could not be presented to our bishop in any leadership capacity, and I could not be a pastor myself inside that denomination. I could perhaps be a Sunday school superintendent, but never the minister of a congregation, and not someone who would be recognized on a national level. In time, I realized that this church that had nurtured me in my faith would not have been a good fit for me anyway. In addition to being openly hostile towards lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender people, it was also aggressively unwelcoming of unwed mothers and children born to unwed parents. Early in my last year in seminary, I left that church. It was painful to leave behind what was familiar and the people that I knew, even if I sometimes felt unwanted there. I graduated from seminary in 1992 without an affiliation in any church or religious community. I thought about returning to my roots in the United Methodist Church, but as a gay-identified man, and as a person who believed that Christianity wasn't the only way to connect with God, the source of all being, I didn't foresee being welcome there either. So I went to Switzerland to study for 5 months at the World Council of Churches Ecumenical Institute. When I came back, I was hired as a kind of minority intern writer for Religion News Service for a year. And at the end of that year, I contacted a friend of mine from seminary who had suggested 2 years before that I consider becoming a Unitarian Universalist minister, a religious movement that was seeking to have more diversity amongst its ministers. And that set me on the path that I've been on since. Now, there are some things that I miss about what was familiar to me in that almost all African-American church that I belonged to. There was a kind of energy to the service that would lift me out of my seat each week and have me clapping and swaying to the rhythm. That happens at UUCA sometimes. But it's not like clockwork like it was in the Pentecostal church. But there are moments at UUCA that I wouldn't trade for anything. Most of my nearest and dearest friends, including extended family members, are people whom I met through Unitarian Universalism. I share my story with you as part of my experience, strength, and hope. I do believe that our gifts make room for us. And dreamers, your gifts will make room for you. Do everything you know to do in order to bring your dreams into reality. Stay open, though, to the mystery of life and to the mystery of dreams. You may be one of the ones whose dreams come true. Or you might be like me, who started out with one set of dreams, but whose dreams kept changing as life presented new people, new friends, new circumstances, new windows and new doors of opportunity. Northern Virginia needs you. The United States needs you, whether or not all of its citizens recognize that yet or not. But more than that, the world needs you with your particular gifts and talents, passions, and perspectives. A week from Thursday, Dr. Emma Perret-Andrade, Lizette Arias, and I will present a workshop entitled Dreamers and the Dream at the General Assembly of the Unitarian Universalist Association in Phoenix. We will reflect upon the dream that Dr. Martin Luther King articulated for the United States, and will reflect upon the dreams of the dreamers. We will be in the midst of many people representing many different ethnic backgrounds, different immigration statuses, different sexual orientations, ages, and economic levels. But we will all be there in the spirit of love, compassion, and service. Dr. King and his contemporaries, essentially my parents' generation, were disenfranchised as United States citizens based on centuries of white supremacist laws and practices. The parallels between the experiences of the dreamers and undocumented migrants and immigrants today and with African Americans are very strong. The denial of access to education and opportunity, all while exploiting the skills and resources that they offer. Yes, let's continue to press for change, and yes, dreamers, get as much education as you can, knowing that you are supported by many, many people. But remember to enjoy your life. This year is 30 years since I graduated from high school, and I promise you, it goes very, very quickly. Trust, though, that for whatever lies ahead of you in your future, you have what you need in order to survive and even to thrive. Make the best use of the time that you have. I often say that the future of the United States belongs to people who speak both Spanish and English. And many of you already have those two under your belt. And these days, you can even go to the library and check out a book and learn another language. So you could be working on Arabic or Mandarin or something like that. So I encourage you to continue to develop your skills and your education. Take responsibility for it, for yourself. We Unitarian Universalists join with the Dream Project because we believe that education makes a difference. We believe that we should be celebrating our diversity instead of discounting it. And we believe in perseverance in the face of difficulty. Some of you might have seen this article, as I did, on the cover of the Washington Post today, which is about a young woman from Guatemala who came into the country undocumented, and the challenges that she faces because she's at risk of being deported. And I shared that with Dr. Emma just before we started, and she looked at it and she said, she talked about how discouraged this young woman was. But she said, Dr. Emma said, and this speaks to the power of community. And I know that's what you have through the Dream Project, is you have your families, your friends, your peers who are able to support you and encourage you along the way, as well as all the rest of us, too. I leave you this evening with these words from my colleague, Wayne Arneson, that's in our hymnal that we use from week to week. Take courage, friends. The way is often hard. The path is never clear, and the stakes are very high. Take courage, for deep down there is another truth. You are not alone. Congratulations, Dreamers. God bless.
Thank you, Reverend, and the Unitarian Universalist Church of Arlington. Your continued support truly motivates all of our dreamers and is highly valued. Thank you once again. At this time, we would like to recognize an individual who has played a pivotal role to the development of this new organization by providing outstanding service to the Dream Project programs, fundraising, and overall structure. I invite Karen, one of our dreamers, to speak to you a little bit more about this individual. Karen?
Good evening, everyone. My name is Karen Vallejos. I'm a graduating senior at Washington Lee High School and a Dream Project Scholarship recipient. Over the past 2 years, I have seen this group grow from a few dedicated members in Dr. Emma's living room to a fully founded nonprofit. This has been possible because of the dedication of fellow dreamers, our families, and members of the community. A few committed people working for the betterment of our community and working for human rights. It is my pleasure to introduce one of these very committed people who has worked hard to help all of us. I first met Linda Rodriguez at the start of our mentoring sessions at Georgetown University. As a scholar of sociology and community-based learning, Linda decided to serve as the coordinator of the mentoring program for the Dream Project and the lead mentor for our students. She planned our workshops, helped us seniors with our essays, and worked with the juniors, prepping them for the challenging year ahead. Through her hard work, I have seen her become a resource for all the students, whether it was reading last-minute college and scholarship essays, calling us to make sure we were well, or just being there to listen to us. She has always been there. Linda is a first-generation college student who, like many of us, has had a long and difficult road to success, but has been able to surpass obstacles that were presented to her. Upon graduating from her community college in 2010, Linda was awarded the Jack Kent Cook Undergraduate Transfer Scholarship, which helped her complete her bachelor's degree at Georgetown University. She currently works as a program aide for the Mayor's Institute for College Prep, which provides assistance to low-income minority students in DC with their pursuits of higher education. She is also the coordinator for the After School Kids ASK program, mentoring educated youth through her district. Her stories, struggles, and achievements served as an example and motivator to many of us students who at times felt lost. She has helped us and defended us to the best of her abilities and has never lost hope in any of us. In fact, even after the program ended, Linda continued to keep contact with all the students and made herself available to whatever individual help each of us may have needed. She now hopes to attend law school in the future and plans to continue to work with the Dream Project. Now please join me in welcoming her.
I really want to thank the Dream Project and all the supporters and the board for allowing me the opportunity to work with these students. I think knowing my struggle and going through the things that I went through as a first-generation college student, as a community college student, I understood, that there would be challenges and struggles in every person's life. And I thought if there was any way to pay it forward, I would. And I've been working with the Dreamer movement since 2008. And when I came to Georgetown, I was still continuing to search for pathways to continue that work. And to be able to work with these students, it really touches my heart. It really makes me feel like, I'm actually making a difference for the students. It's a very large movement. It's something that needs, as much manpower as we can get from citizens and non-citizens alike. And I would love to continue working with them. And they know I love them to death, whether it's essays at 12 o'clock at night or if it's phone calls, panicking. I would love to work with them forever. And, I hope to continue this partnership between Georgetown and the Dream Project with the mentoring program. And so thank you very much.
We are so proud to say that in working with Linda, the Dream Project mentoring program has blossomed, now guided by an effective curriculum designed to meet our students' needs. We'd also like to take a moment to acknowledge the invaluable service of another individual, someone who has worked tirelessly to further the mission of our organization in so many ways, our Dream Project intern. We invite Jerez Andrade, another Dream Scholar, to introduce her and acknowledge her contributions.
Lizette Arias. She graduated as valedictorian of Wakefield class of 2007 and graduated cum laude with Bachelor of Arts degree from Moravian College in 2011. Upon graduating from a private university, Lizette made it a goal to help other talented students that face non-traditional obstacles to attaining their dreams. Lizette's commitment to the Dream Project stems from the fact that she, like other Dream Scholars, has had to overcome adversity to achieve her life goal, a college degree. Lizette is not only a mentor for us younger Dream Scholars, but she is our friend and a student we all look up to. She is the single most efficient student we know. The Dream Project is honored to have such a wonderful student and community activist that defines the mission of the organization with her life's adversities and successes. I'm proud to present her with the Dream Project Outstanding Service Award.
Thank you. I asked them not to do this because really Dream Project has helped me more than I have helped it. When I was getting ready to graduate from college, I was really scared. What was I going to do with a Bachelor's of Arts and degree after graduating? I couldn't get a job. I just didn't know what I was going to do. I had nightmares. I remember one particular night I woke up screaming and crying so loud that my roommate had to come in to wake me up and say, "Lizette, are you okay? What's wrong?" And I couldn't tell her because I didn't want to share that I was undocumented. So I told her, no, it's nothing. The dream had been about my sorority finding out that I was undocumented. And that dream actually came true the next week. I guess I'm kind of psychic too. My sorority did come through for me, and that's the kind of friendships you make in college. And I am really glad all of you are going on to college, getting an education, making friends, making more connections. Thank you for this award.
Finally, we would like to recognize one last contributor to our organization. Here to do so is board member Angela Guzman.
Good evening, everyone. It is my privilege and pleasure to be up here today to introduce Lucy Schwartz to you. Emma stole a little bit of my thunder. I was excited to get up here and brag to you so much about Lucy, and I'm sure her parents must feel similarly. I can only imagine. But really, I was thrilled to be a part of the initial meeting where Lucy got together with some of us and our dreamers at the Silver Diner back in January. And she, proved to me so many things in that one meeting. A very inquisitive-minded young woman, brought her notebook, had many questions. But I think the thing that struck me the most is she listened. She really listened to all of their stories, and she genuinely cared and wanted to hear their stories. And she thought about what she was doing. I know Emma mentioned earlier that she used this opportunity, something for herself, her bat mitzvah. And I'm really humbled by her selflessness and her generosity, and it is my privilege and pleasure to invite you up here today to receive your award. Thank you, Lucy.
Well, thank you so much for having me here tonight. It's a real honor. I've never met any group of people so passionate about what they do. And at the Silver Diner, as mentioned, I got to meet Antonella, Stephanie, Henry, Karen, and Natalie. And they're such an inspiration. And I just want to thank you for letting me be a part of this. And I wish you all the best of luck. And I hope you have an amazing time tonight.
we would like to now present students with their awards. The Dream Scholarship involves a competitive selection process. This year we received 24 applications, of which 14 were chosen, and all who have demonstrated academic achievement, leadership, commitment to community service, and persevered in the face of adversity. And so tonight, we honor them for their strides. We'd like to also highlight that 2 of our Dream Scholarship recipients tonight will be graduating as valedictorians. Natalie Mondano from Washington Lee High and Freud Melendez from Wakefield High. These accomplishments exemplify the character of our Dream Scholars and their pursuit toward academic excellence. To present certificates to the scholars, we invite Arlington School Board member and Dream Project President, once again, Dr. Violand-Sanchez, to the podium. This year we have 3 award categories: Renewal Scholars, Actor Dream Scholars, and Dream Scholars. The first award goes to Jerez Andrade, who came to the United States from Bolivia at the age of 8. She graduated from Washington Lee High School and has completed her first year at Nova. Jerez.
I'm extremely honored to have been selected as a Dream Scholar and to accept the responsibilities of going into my second year of college. I am boundlessly grateful to the Dream Project, for it has empowered me to take my daily life as a dreamer better. I can hardly wait to graduate and become a contributing member of our community. In 2001, I came to America with my sister and my grandparents to meet my aunt who had been living here for 8 years. I was going to the 3rd grade, and I immediately saw myself facing the language barrier. At the time, it was my biggest worry, yet this would be the first of many challenges coming my way. Soon enough, I knew that I was not going to go back to Bolivia, and I patiently awaited the arrival of my parents for 3 years. When my parents arrived in 2004, we started out a new life here in Arlington. I attended Thomas Jefferson Middle School and Washington Lee High School, where I graduated with an advanced diploma in honors in civics and education. Throughout the years of being an undocumented student, it became more difficult. Despite my most positive thoughts of continuing with my education, I was gradually hit with a list of things I could not do, like getting a license, an ID, studying abroad when applying to colleges. I had limited choices in schools, and I was charged out-of-state tuition. My achievements sometimes seemed useless. However, I never gave up. I enrolled in Nova through the Pathways program, and I finished my first year. I could have not achieved this without the help of my family, my mentors, and the Dream Project. With last year's scholarship, I was able to complete my payment to become a full-time student. This year, I was able to speak at the Latino Youth Conference hosted by Nova's Alexandria campus, as well as host the first events focusing on Dreamers, both of which were very successful. However, none of this would have been a reality without the help of Nikki and Dr. M. Thank you guys for supporting me and all of my ideas. I'm grateful to all the supporters for their belief in the Dreamers has empowered us to be here, to accept the 2012 Dream Scholar Award. Thank you.
The next award goes to Antonella Rodriguez Cosio. Antonella was born in Buenos Aires, Argentina. She is currently getting her associate's degree in business administration at Northern Virginia Community College and plans on transferring to a 4-year institution in order to pursue her degree in international business. I believe Antonella
Her mother is here.
Will be receiving her award for her on behalf.
Les quiero decir muchas gracias a todos. Everybody support to students. Thank you very much.
Next we have Henry Mejia. Henry graduated from Yorktown High School as one of the valedictorians of his class. He was selected as a Posse Scholar and has finished his first year at Bucknell University on the Dean's List.
Hello again. So I just wanted to tell you guys a little bit about my story. When I came here, I was only 8 years old, and as I grew up, I really started to realize the importance of education in my life. And it was all about education and family. Those two came first. And as the supportive people, I was supported by all my mentors and the people around me, especially my parents. Gracias, mami, papi. Dr. Emma Violand-Sanchez, who has been supporting me for almost 2 years now. Without her, I don't think I would be in the same place I am now. As I grew up and finished high school as one of the valedictorians of Yorktown and went on with a Posse Scholarship, which is a full tuition scholarship to Bucknell University up in Pennsylvania. And I've been doing well there. I'm studying mechanical engineering, and I'm on the Dean's List, and I've been working hard, and it's a struggle every day. It's a struggle just to think about all the things I can't do, but it's always a motivator as well. And I would like to encourage all of you dreamers here and thank all the parents and supporters for being there for us. Thank you.
Our last renewal scholar is Jose Vasquez. Jose just finished his first year at Northern Virginia Community College, where he is pursuing an associate's degree in information technology. Jose plans to transfer to George Mason University in the near future. Jose?
When I came to the United States, my life was filled with all the struggle that come with being a young parent in a new country. All I think that I had to do was to start to work to feed my family. Start to working hard days and nights. Then I realized I was going nowhere. I was isolated and rejected by my boss for being weak and not knowing good English. My boss used to say, "Boy, shouldn't you be in school? You will have better opportunities." Even though I didn't like what he said, I knew he was right. So I decided I had to improve my situation by going to school and getting my high school diploma. So I started to work in the day and study in the evening at Arlington Middle High School Continuation Evening Program. I served as a president of the students' government for 3 years there, and we get good courses for the students. I also serve as a co-chair of the Arlington Latino Network that is increasing the voice of the Latino community and is looking for improvement. My name is Jose Vasquez, and I am deeply honored to be here to receive this Dream Scholarship. I had successfully finished my first year in college, and I'm planning to use my scholarship this fall at Nova to continue my major in information technology. I would like to give a special thanks to Dr. Violand-Sanchez for supporting us in all ways, to JC, Alice, and all family of the Dream Project, because that's what we are, a family. Thanks to the donors and all people who has believed in me. Thanks for letting me dream. Thanks for this opportunity. Muchas gracias.
The next round of recipients consists of active Dream Scholars. I'd like to present Valeria Madrich, who came to the U.S. from Bolivia at age 7. and did not know a single word in English. Through her persistence and hard work, Virginia Tech has granted her request for in-state tuition and is now enrolled for the fall 2012 courses. Valeria?
Hello. When I arrived here at the age of 7, even though I was still very young, I knew I was going to have an amazing new life. I didn't know a word in English, and school was at times very hard since I couldn't communicate with anyone. Yet, in only a few months, I learned a new language and felt right at home. This feeling stayed with me as I went from elementary to middle school to high school. Everything seemed perfect until senior year. That's when I started to notice I couldn't do most of the stuff that everyone else could do. I could not get an ID, a license, a job. I could not visit my family back in Bolivia, and worst of all, there was a huge possibility I was not going to attend college in the fall. While all my friends were excited about applying to college, I was not. As a dreamer, I realized I could not apply to most colleges, and even if there was a slim chance they would accept me, I would not receive any financial aid. I began to get very frustrated. All through high school, I had taken some of the hardest courses, and I was considered a great student, and I felt I deserved the chance to go to college. At that point, being an Ivy student and having many other accomplishments seemed pointless. Although my plan was never to give up, the application deadlines were around the corner, and I still had no idea what I was going to do. That is when the Dream Project came along. Not only did they provide me with mentors that guided me through the application process, but they also gave me the opportunity to meet a great number of people that I can always count on. The Dream Project's greatest help was yet to come, though. About a month ago, I received the great news that Virginia Tech will allow me to pay in-state tuition. Yet even with that, attending there seemed impossible. The Dream Scholarship Award has given me the chance to continue on with my education. I feel really excited and cannot wait to spend the next 4 years in a great school where I will pursue my major in biology and continue on my path on becoming a pediatric surgeon. I want to thank all the supporters, my mentors, my family, and the Dream Project for all their help and guidance. Thank you for believing in us. It is because of you that we dreamers have a chance to accomplish our goals. I am honored to have been selected as a 2012 Dream Scholar, and I'm forever grateful. Thank you.
Next, we have Natalie Montano. Natalie's graduated from Washington Lee, is a full IB student and valedictorian. She looks forward to pursuing her dreams by attending Harvard Medical School in order to become a cardiologist. Natalie.
Good evening, everybody. I wanted to start off by saying thank you to all of you for being here tonight. Whether you are a parent, a sibling, a friend, or just a supporter of Dreamers, your assistance to this event tonight demonstrates to our community how big our support system really is. I never thought that I would have the opportunity to stand here as a Dream Scholar recipient. Around this time last year, I was struggling with the idea of having to go back to Bolivia. My parents and I did not know that undocumented students were allowed to go to college, so we thought that the best decision for me would be to attend college in Bolivia. At first, I did not accept the idea of returning to Bolivia because the U.S. had been my home for the past 11 years. I finally decided it was time to tell someone at school about my situation because I really wanted to attend college here in the U.S. I decided to tell my counselor, and at that moment, I realized the harsh and enduring journey I was about to embark on. As I researched more on the internet about undocumented students attending college and expanded my network to people that help students like myself, I realized that my dream of attending college here was truly a possibility. If it were not for the wonderful people I have met in the past year and that have helped me so much throughout this journey, I would have probably been in Bolivia by now. I am so honored now to say that in less than 3 months I will be attending Texas Tech University and be majoring in biology and psychology with a pre-med concentration. Being undocumented is something I have always been aware of and have never used as a way to receive sympathy or pity. It's a part of me, and it has made me a stronger person in the past couple of years. I have had to grow up faster than a lot of my peers and realize that in order for my dreams to come true, I have to work and surpass many more obstacles than other students who are U.S. citizens. My parents have sacrificed so much for me to stay here, and for my brother and sister in Bolivia to receive the best education ever, and having the honor to continue my studies in this country is something that I am truly grateful for. My brother and sister have always encouraged me to remain in the U.S. at the cost of them seeing me grow up and be here physically to support me. I admire immensely the amount of work that both my parents and siblings have put into my education and upbringing. If it were not for them, I would not be the strong, outgoing, and persistent young lady that I am today. I know that there will be many more struggles I will have to overcome in the next couple of years, but I know that I will always have people to support me. As I embark on my path to college and hopefully soon after medical school, I know that my parents, friends, and all of you guys will be there to cheer me on and support me. All my hard work has definitely paid off, and the proof of it is that in exactly 9 days I will become a Washington Lee graduate, given the esteem of being one of my class's valedictorians, graduating with honors, and leaving high school with a GPA of 4.4. Aside from being an undocumented student, I'm a Latina in this country that will cause change to happen in both our country and communities. I want to end by saying thank you to all of you, and thank you, Mom and Dad, for all the values that you have instilled in me throughout my life that have led me to this point.
The next award goes to Karen Vallejos. Karen's passion for social justice encouraged her to excel academically and to become a strong advocate for immigrant rights. She has also earned praise for her role in the group Dreamers of Virginia. Karen?
It is with great joy and appreciation that I received the scholarship. My story as an immigrant began when I was just 5 years old. My parents left their homeland in hopes of providing me with better education opportunities. Though I have had many challenges, the importance I have placed on education has allowed me to academically excel in my high school and graduate with, as a potential IB diploma student. However, the road has not been easy. It is at times difficult to be hopeful when we know how much harder we have to work for half the opportunities others get, or to know that some colleges don't even entertain the idea of accepting us. To know that even if you have worked hard and excelled in all academic areas, we are still judged by our undocumented status. However, we find strength in the support of our families and many individual community members. It is with these allies that students like me are able to overcome challenges. That is why I now want to thank all those who have helped me and helped make this group a reality. I want to thank the Arlington Public School System and Superintendent Murphy for their continued support to the DREAM Project. I want to thank some of the founding members that have been here from the beginning and have always believed in us. Members like Angela Guzman, Eneida Alcade, Dr. Emma Violand-Sanchez, Bob Garcia, and Jaime Arizaga Soto. I am truly thankful for individuals like this. Individuals like Eneida, who at times took time out of her own work to help me, or Dr. Emma Violand-Sanchez, who wrote me countless recommendation letters and has always advocated for immigrant rights. I want to thank my role model, Jaime Arizaga Soto, who has helped me through a very difficult time, has offered me lots of encouragement and support, and has truly become a member of my family. The next group of people I want to thank are the parents, not only my own who have sacrificed themselves for my future, but all the parents here who have advocated for their own children and for others and have made this group a possibility. Gracias a todos los padres fundadores por ayudar y abogar no solo por sus propios hijos, pero para todos nosotros y los que nos siguen. I will do my best to represent all the values that I have learned here and from all these individuals when I move to Texas in the fall to pursue my degree in international relations and business. I hope to make you all proud. Thank you all for your support.
Our last active DREAM scholar is Stephanie Lewis. Stephanie will graduate from Washington Lee High School with a 3.9 GPA and a distinguished record of community service throughout her community and school. Stephanie?
Good evening, everyone. I would like to thank you all for joining us on the DREAM Project's second annual award ceremony. I would also like to thank Dr. Emma, along with the many other board members who have always had the patience and strength to support us and to continue our fight forward. The moms, because without you strong mothers, none of these events would have been successful, nor possible.
the people who have and continue to support the DREAM Project, the Georgetown mentors who were there to guide us through our college application process and see their worries, and most importantly, my parents, because without their support and motivation, I wouldn't be the person I am or the place I'm at today. So gracias mamá y gracias papá. 12 years later, after arriving to the United States at the age of 6, I am successfully finishing high school and moving toward a brighter future by starting at NOVA in order to pursue my dream of becoming a neonatal nurse. Once again, thank you everyone, and I am extremely honored to be a recipient of this award.
Our last group of recipients consists of Dream Scholars. Let's start off with Edgar Chumu. Edgar graduates from Washington Lee High School as an exemplary student and family member. He has given back to his communities in both Fairfax and Arlington County by volunteering for several organizations. He plans on being a veterinarian. Edgar.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Edgar. To me, it is a great honor to be a recipient of the Dream Project Scholarship. After all the struggle I had to go through for applying for scholarships and for all the hard search I went through, 8 years ago, when I came from my home country, Peru, I felt kind of shocked because I knew I was leaving a lot behind. Besides my grandparents, cousins, friends, and other people I love. I was also leaving behind the country where I was born and grew up. It was a big challenge in my life and a struggle, but I was not alone because I have always been with my friends. It is them who have always given me a lot of support and the strength to keep going here in America. The first struggle I had to deal with, I was learning in English, and now I feel very happy because I can speak it fluently. This hadn't been possible without the help I got from teachers from the schools I attended. I also want to thank all the teachers, advisors, counselors, and school officials for everything they have done so that I can achieve all the goals set for me. And I can say that I feel very proud because most of them say that I have done a great job all these years. I recognize that I had to work hard to become a better student. And I still hope to get other wonderful scholarships like this. I really want to thank the Dream Project supporters for giving me the chance to start a new stage in my life. Thank you very much.
Next we have Ingrid Duquesne. Ingrid was brought from Columbia in order to increase her opportunities in life. Following her graduation from Wakefield High School in June, she plans to attend NOVA to pursue a career in marine biology. Ingrid?
Hello everyone. I am very grateful to have been chosen as a Dream Project Scholar. Coming to this country from Colombia as an 8-year-old, I never thought I was going to have to face the types of obstacles I have faced in the last year or so. My parents brought my brother and I here from Colombia for more and better opportunities in life. Unfortunately, being a dreamer has held me back from some of the opportunities they brought us here for. Having to pay out of state tuition is a struggle on my parents and I, but thanks to the Dream Project Scholarship, I will be able to continue my education at NOVA and be a full-time student. I'm going to NOVA for my associate's degree in science and then hopefully transfer to a four-year school to pursue a major in marine biology. Again, thank you for the Dream Project Scholarship and all of my supporters I've had throughout the years.
Next we have Roy Melendez. Roy will graduate from Wakefield High School as a valedictorian and as a member of the Asian Club and National Honor Society. Roy plans to become a physicist and game designer and desires to give back to his community. Roy.
Okay, hello everyone. First, I'd like to thank everyone who's here for supporting us all, because we all go to college and some of us are already there. We know we'll face different struggles, we'll have different challenges, but we'll always succeed, and especially because we help to succeed. At the same time, these people are supporting us to help us succeed. And thanks to this, I'm honored to receive this scholarship, honestly, because I know that I can pursue my career now, like what I want to be. At first, I was very confused of what I wanted to be. Just as a senior, I was thinking, what should I want to be? Should I want to be a police officer or a fireman or something else? I don't know. But after thinking about it, my teachers, especially my teachers in junior year, special thanks to my physics teacher, Mr. McGargy, because he helped me realize that I actually have a passion for science. And I enjoy learning about physics, like any type of physics. And I also thank my teacher, senior year AP Physics, Isaac Nelson, Mr. Harris, and because he helped me realize that no matter what, I can always achieve, anything I want to, as long as I just put my mind to it. And also, I'd like to thank my family, especially my brother, who is sadly sick right now. But I'd like to thank him because he's the one who's basically supported me throughout my time. Although my parents weren't always sometimes home because they're off doing things or with other family members, at times my brother would be the one to support me at home, saying, "Bro, never forget to do your homework. Always do your work on time. Make sure to eat dinner." Because we can't go out starving. And so I'm very grateful to him and to have an older brother, even though I'm the youngest one. He's the one who's helped me the entire time. So thank you.
Our next Dream Scholar is Isaac Steves. Isaac will graduate from Wakefield High School, the class of 2012. Isaac has demonstrated leadership by participating in different clubs and sports while maintaining a 3.56 GPA. He's also been inducted into the National Honor Society. Isaac.
It is an honor to have been selected as a Dream Project Scholar and to be recognized among those who display the spirit of a hardworking immigrant. Coming to the United States has been a sacrifice for my family and me. It meant leaving everything we had in Honduras: house, school, careers, friends, family, and a middle-class level of life that met our needs, which was sometimes even enough to provide ourselves with a few luxuries, such as going out to a fancy place for dinner or even going on vacation trips, including going abroad. There was never a night when we would go to bed worried about how we make it through the next day. No feeling of anguish, anxiety, or despair. Just a nice feeling of being able to lie in your own bed after a long day. It has all been different here, though. Here, it has been a constant battle since day one, and it has not gotten any easier. Starting in 2004, my family and I have had to endure difficult circumstances, living in less than ideal conditions with just enough income to meet our most basic and necessary needs. In 8 years, we have slowly progressed to find ourselves a place with enough space for a family of 6, relying mainly on the income of my oldest brother, Mario. However, we know we cannot continue like this. We know this is not the appropriate living style. Starting since 5th grade in a different country with different people, different environment, different language, I have committed myself to excelling in my education. I know receiving an education will help me be successful in life, which will in turn make me an instrument to my community besides having the desire, the necessary tools to be able to help others who are in need. My first step in doing this is graduating from high school. I will graduate from high school, from Wakefield High School, as a National Honor Society Scholar with an Advanced Studies diploma. I would then attend Northern Virginia Community College in order to further my education and start my dream of one day becoming an engineer. My struggle is being able to afford a higher level of education, where the income of my family does not allow for a college tuition for any of my siblings or me. But for this, I thank the Dream Project, leaders and supporters, for they have believed in me. They have seen in me a potential for success and have increased my chances of receiving a college education. Thank you very much.
Okay. When I first came to the United States, I was 9 years old and I could not speak a word of English. I was very concerned about how I would perform in school since there was a huge language barrier. However, as the years went by, I began to be placed out of East All Hills, and I actually started taking AP placement classes in 10th grade, in junior year, I'm sorry. And I have gotten as far as I have because of the community support that I have received throughout the years. It is because of my community and because of my family and my friends that I was able to achieve the title from the College Board as National Hispanic Recognition Program Scholar. And I owe it all to my community and my support network. So I want to thank all of you, as well as all of the board members and the Dream Project Scholarship, because without you, I couldn't go anywhere. So thank you.
Lastly, we have Raul Rodrigo Rojas Iberos. Rodrigo is currently enrolled in Novo and has maintained a 3.2 grade point average during his first year. He expects to graduate in spring of 2012 with an associate degree in political science and ultimately earn a doctorate degree in political science and economics.
Hi, I'm a little nervous, so sorry about that. Okay, well, first I would like to start. When I first came to the U.S., first of all, I didn't know English. And people were like, you're going to the United States. I mean, when I was 6, they would be like, oh, you're going to Disney World. You're going to Disney World. I was like, yay, me. Once I got here, everyone was like, okay, now you got to learn English. Yay, me. They're like, you got to learn English, and you're going to go down. I was supposed to start in 1st grade, but they were like, you're going to go down to kindergarten. And to me, that was like, so I have nap time now? And I was like, I want to play. I don't want to go to nap time. So I had to learn English. And then once I started progressing my education, okay, I got the English down. And then now they're like, okay, now I'm in middle school, but my English wasn't as perfect as in 7th grader or 8th grader at that time was. So I was doing some Hill English classes I had to take. And okay, I got that down as well. Now once I got to high school, I was like, now I want to start driving. And everybody was like, well, you can't drive. I'm like, why? Because you have no document to show that you could drive or that you're legally here in this country. I was like, that's when it hit me. I was like, wow. So I came to this country thinking I can have a better future, thinking it was, home of the free, home for being successful, but yet again I have all these barriers in front of me. So throughout my high school, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to concentrate on working, just, bringing income to my family, and just helping my mom. But then that's what my mom told me. I have this quote down. I'm going to read it to you guys. This is what she told me. She said, dreaming is only a dream if you don't set your mind to make it a reality. So from then on, I had decided to pursue my goal of double majoring in political science and economics. I'm currently enrolled in Northern Virginia Community College, and I'm one step closer to making my dreams a reality. With that, I would like to thank, first of all, the Unitarian Church. Thank you so much. Thanks for everybody coming here. Thank you, Lucy. That's really, you inspire me, honestly. Thank you. I would like to thank, first of all, gracias, mami. Thanks to the whole Dream Project Foundation, and thanks to Mr. Byler. Where's Mr. Byler? I saw him. Mr. Byler. He helped me throughout my way. He really helped me me throughout my high school years. I was part of the cohort program, a bunch of male minorities. I'm pretty sure you guys still were, yeah. And they really encouraged me, you gotta continue to be successful in life. Don't let barriers just stay in front of you. You gotta fight that and be successful in life. So with that, thank you very much, and I appreciate this.
One more round of applause to all of our Dream Scholars. This concludes our ceremony for the evening. We certainly enjoyed sharing this moment with all of you, and profoundly thank you for your presence here tonight. A word to our dreamers. As you can see, you are not alone. Take a good look around you. We are all in this together, and we will not rest until each of you and those like you achieve the American dream. To quote one of my favorite songs, Imagine by John Lennon. You may say that I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. This is your night. Congratulations. We'd also like to take a moment to present something to Dr. Emma. Lisette, I call for your assistance. Dr. Emma, please.
Thank you. Thank you for your support. Muchas gracias a los padres. And I also want to thank all the teachers. And I know that we have many ESL teachers here in the crowd. We have counselors. We have some principals. And so all the staff members that work in Arlington Public Schools. Could you also stand up, please? You see the results. Thank you.
I would like to invite all of you, please, to join us in the next room for a reception. Thank you all for coming. Just to note, the parents, we'd like to thank the parents for the wonderful reception in the back. Thanks to them, we can honor our students tonight.
What did I say?
Thank you, thank you.
I met you last year at Emma.
Oh yes, yeah. I remember.
I'll get in the inside.
Yes, yes.